Whoa. All right, who's texting me? Who is texting me? Oh my God, my phone is blowing up as I start the live stream. Let's see what's going on. Oh my! Some breaking news right there. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a probably a quick live stream as the sun goes down here in New York City. There is your sun going down, getting ready for the Knicks game. I might actually be leaving the apartment to meet a friend. To watch the Knicks at a bar somewhere, but we'll see. Quick check-in, though. Vincent Scaramuzzo, yo from the beach, brother. Right on. I wish I was at the beach, but we got things going on this weekend. What's up, RJ Hinners? You got Nick. Nick, what's going on, bro? We got this person from Brazil. Milton Miranda, how are you? Howdy. Henry, YouTube. What's up, brother? I don't know if I've seen you in a minute or two. We're not sure what's going on. Jamie Marie D. Hello. Hello now. There you go. We got M, whatever an M is. We got a good evening coming from Gianni Friendly. We got a Michael Robert. LOL, man, you were on the spectrum, aren't you? No hate. Oh, because I was doing the open, crazy ass open. I ain't on the spectrum, you SOB. I'll take a test whenever you want. Send me a test. I'll take it at home, and I'll show you the results. I'm not on the spectrum. Why do they call New York the Big Apple? I don't know. That's a very good question. I literally don't know. Greg, you ever taken a dump and smoked a cigarette? Well, at the same time, I've taken a dump, and I certainly have smoked a ciggy. Why do they call it the Big Apple? I'm going to get your answer there, sir, whoever you are. Teddy Mack. New York City was and is the premier place for jazz musicians to perform, which made it more common to refer to New York City as the Big Apple. That don't make no sense, but that's what it says on the Google. All right, listen, I just woke up from a nappy. I'm not going to lie to you. We went to the American Dream Mall, which you can pretty much see. I had to go from here to over there. It's right across the river in Jersey. It's a giant mall, and my God, was it fun. But I was our family was in the minority. I guess it's a Islamic holiday today, so everyone had off. So the only people that had off besides us was a lot of Muslims hanging out with the Muslims today. And man, it was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we're tired, we're exhausted. I got home and I crashed on the couch and took a nappy. And then I said, oh, my God, I remembered I said I would turn this on for a little bit. So here we are. We had your favorite dinner tonight, chicken piccata. RJ Henners, I like the chicken piccata. There's, although I don't like the Purdue. I don't know, chickens. They're as big as your stupid head because everything in America's got to be as big as your stupid head. And it don't taste like chicken anymore, Purdue. I don't know what the hell you guys been up to, but I don't like your chicken anymore. I got to find like a local farm and start getting those skinny chicken breasts again because they're way more flavorful than the giant Purdue. What are they called? Oven roasters or whatever. They stink. Hey, Andy Singer, you want to come on? Yeah, let me get bearded humor on this damn thing. Link coming there, Andy. Link coming. Let's see what we got here. Andy's a friend of mine, man. Let me post the link to Andy there. All right, who else we got? Anthony, what's going on? Go Rangers. No, we don't do Go Rangers. We go Islanders, we go Knicks, but no Rangers. Never. Even when the Islanders are knocked out of the playoffs, I still don't go Rangers. Hell no. What's up, GH? Not much, man. Just a little tired. Same time is a beautiful thing. What's up, Nick? How are you, brother? Brother Nick, dumping Siggy. Nah, beers and shower, yes. Yeah. I've done the beer and a shower at the same time. That absolutely. I just don't like the ciggies. I never got into the ciggies. I was a little bit of a bar smoker when I was trying to be cool. You never want to try to be cool. You just live, and then other people go, man, that's a cool cat right there. That's how that cool thing happens. Oh, God, it's hot as balls. Oh, we almost lost a window washer today. You might notice that the window's a lot cleaner because like 3 or 4 times a year, they clean the windows from the outside. And there was a little guy on a tiny little seat this big, 500 feet above the streets, hanging right up at this window. And Doggy sensed him and came flying, jumped up here and gave that guy quite the scare, even though the guy knows that he's protected by very thick glass. But he kind of went and did a whoa. How was parking at the Dream Mall? Corey, man, we hit it just right. We went early, but by the time we left, it was a complete mob scene. If I didn't know any better, I'm just stating facts. I'm just sharing some of my life. If I didn't know any better, I would have sworn I was in a mall in Dubai. Because of this holiday, there were so many Muslims in this mall. And it was lovely. I'm like, see, we could all get along. What's up, Rob Better? How are you? You good, brother? Just got done watching Chad watch MLC, Mud Sharks Unite. Damn. Now there's a beef between Chad Zumach and the MLC podcast with Kevin Brennan. Not good. SEAL Team 6. What's up, man? How are you? Chicken what? Chicken piccata. Love the chicken piccata. I had mall sushi, man. I had some of the best sushi in recent memory at the what is it called? The American Dream Mall. I had sushi in the food court, and so let's prayers for me. Let's make sure it digests properly. So prayers up for the kid. Because I had mall sushi. It was good though, man. Have a good weekend, brother. Ian Hawk, thank you. I will. I absolutely will. I'm gonna go and watch the Knicks somewhere with my friend. But I figured I would turn this on because I said I would. So there you go. Fingers crossed. Stalker JH free tonight. Jake Hudson. Jake Hudson killed it this morning on the regular live stream. What I try to do is like the regular live stream is every morning at a specific time around 6:30, 6:40. And then, if I do a second one, it'll be from this location or on the streets of New York or at Gephardt's. The afternoon one I can fool around a little bit with as far as the time and everything else goes. All right. Purdue has more hormones than a Twitch streamer. Dude, there are two things. There are two things that are happening right now in the world that are way different than when I was growing up. Chicken sucks because stupid Purdue took over the entire market, and they're they're raising these things to be as big as your effing head. So chicken stinks nowadays, and strawberries because the stupid the Driscoll company took over the strawberries. And they're pumping out strawberries so fast, they don't even care anymore if they're ripe. Yeah, just put them in the supermarket. Put them under those special lights so they look way, way more ripe than they actually are. And then they'll discover when they get home that they're not as ripe. Strawberries, when I was growing up, were delicious, juicy, very red. And chicken. Chicken was amazing. Barbecue chicken on the grill. In the middle of summer. It tasted good. Whoa. Dog, you want to come up here? Come on up. Come on up. Dog, you want to say hi to everybody? He gets his place. Oh, sorry. He's licking his. He's he's licking his bunghole. Hit those likes, bitches, and if you like what I'm doing, hit subscribe on my channel. All right, I'd appreciate it. We're trying to grow this dumb thing. You should have your old roommate on. What was his name again? Which roommate? Buzzy, my good friend Buzzy. I could get him on again. That's an easy get. Someone just texted me. You got in you. Oh, okay. Hold on. I got to write my friend. Live streaming for a bit. And then yes. All right. Yeah, my friend wanted to make sure we're going out for beers to watch the Knicks game. I just gave the official yes. So I think the game starts at 8:30. So I could do another 15, 20 minutes. Why not? Happy Friday, y'all. What's up, Crumb Bum? How are you, brother? He's fighting the good fight out there. I know the Crumb Bum is. Hope everyone had a wonderful week, by the way. Spring has finally sprung here in New York. The weather's absolutely gorgeous. Hope everything was all right. Hope nothing pissed you off this week. If it did, leave a comment in the chat. We'll put you on the big stream. Okay? All right. Who else we got? Let's say hi to the most horrifying thing I've discovered about 2023 is that Jim and Sam are still on air. Is there a less cop? I don't know. I don't know what the second half of that means, but I don't know. I think at this point, Jim Norton has something on somebody in upper management over there because it just simply doesn't make sense that they're still on the damn air. Did I get a super chat? Super chats wipes out everybody. So if you had something good in there, rewrite it, bitches. Cal, what's going on? 220. Hey, from Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada. Nice. Wait, Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada. Oh yeah, Nova Scotia is yours, right? Okay. Sometimes you look at that map of the United States and it gets a little squirrely up in the top right corner. And I'm like, I don't know. What is that ours or is that Canada? Wait, is that part of Russia? I want to go to the Nova Scotia, though. I think that would be cool. I bet you they have a good whale museum in Nova Scotia. I bet they have a good Viking museum in Nova Scotia. You know what? I'm going to do some Nova Scotia fun facts. Hold on a second. By the way, this is very fake energy. I'm very, very tired, but I'm trying to step up and hang with my friend a little bit tonight. Nova Scotia fun facts. How many you guys want? Like 20, 30? How many you need? All right, wait, I got to skip to another super chat. So if you had something good, man, I'm wiping out a whole bunch of people right now because I got to go right to I looked up to you. I missed Jake on the earlier stream. I heard his mouth. Whoa, wow. Jesus. He's not even here to defend himself. I looked up to you. All right, let me see. 10 fun facts about Nova Scotia. Let's do this. Oh, it's some pop-up. Oh my God, it's long. All right, let's go. 5 facts about Nova Scotia. Thousands of miles of spectacular coast. That's a fun fact. That's not fun. The heart of Halifax. These fun facts stink. You want the ones that are weird. Nova Scotia fun facts. I'm going to give it one more try here. I'm not doing 47 of them. God, no. 10 facts, 7. I want fun facts. Top 10 fun facts. All right. Sorry. Let me see who else we got on the big screen. Now look at all this. Who has time to read all that? I don't need to write anymore because of ChatGPT, and I sure don't need to read anymore. God, stupid. Remember when reading and writing was important? It's not anymore. It's just dumb. All right, if you got a Nova Scotia fun fact, throw it on the big screen, okay? All right. How often do people recognize you in New York City? Man, I just got that question the other day. It's once a day. It's nothing. It's nothing like it used to be. My fame has dropped significantly, and so now I can walk around like a normal person again, which I kind of like. JNS make perfect sense. All the talent is on YouTube. Yeah, man, live streamers are kicking ass and have a much bigger audience than Jim and Sam. Jim and Sam, Jesus. Get the hell out of here. We meeting at Gephardt's tonight to watch the game. Oh, Ian Hawk, if you're around, I think that's where I'm going to go. Sure, I'll be there with my friend who's like a private citizen, so I won't say his first name, but we're going to meet Ollie, my other friend Ollie. And maybe I'm not sure if Matt's going to be there tonight. He's got 2 locations he runs, so I'm not sure where he's going to be. But I'll text him. Michael Frank, hey, was it Pete Davidson or Dane Cook? SiriusXM was going to pay $1 million to. Oh, look at you with this sneaky. When Anthony got himself fired, the company came to me and they said, "Look, we got a mill house that we're willing to give somebody, and we agreed on a person to give the mill house to. That's a damn good bag right there, $1 million." And this guy turned down the offer. I really believe he was scared of the blowback he would get for technically replacing Anthony. But then again, Jimmy replaced Anthony and got absolutely no blowback in the day. That don't make no sense, right? Hell no. Freed slaves went there. Is that true about the Nova Scotia? Really? That's kind of interesting. Joseph, Nova Scotia fun fact number 2. It's not fun. No, it seems like it's very cold up there. And I would assume I'm going to assume in Nova Scotia they eat that terrible fish. Some say it's the worst thing you could eat on earth. Wait, let's look that up. Hold on. We're going to do a little Googling tonight. Most disgusting thing you can eat. Yeah, man, I hear it's some kind of okay, all right. Yeah, here it is. All right. It's SURSTRO with the dot above the O, MMING. So that's surströmming, which is the fermented fish from Sweden, is the worst thing you could eat in the world. It smells very bad, tastes very salty and fermented, and has a gooey texture. Oh my God. Surströmming might just be the ultimate disgusting food. Disgust has a very important evolutionary function. It warns us of weird foods that could be potentially dangerous or deadly. I heard about this fish, and we were going to try it on the Opie and Anthony show, and people came out of the woodwork and said, I wouldn't do that if I was you. It is terrible. Oh, just got another super chat, wiping out all the other chats. So, rewrite your comment in the chat room. Did Jimmy have an issue with Carl Ruiz? Did Jimmy have an issue with Carl Ruiz? If so, why? Look, man, I don't like Jimmy, but I'm not going to oversell anything. I honestly don't know the answer to that. I feel like Jimmy had no problem with Carl Ruiz. People around me had a problem with not Carl necessarily, but they had a problem with the fact that I was trying to move on and build a whole brand new show. Everybody just wanted me to do Opie and Anthony until my last breath. That was the real problem. So maybe because of that, maybe some people were kind of not as nice towards Carl, but in general, it wasn't a bad situation. So there you go, man. For the first time on the live stream, it's my friend Andy.
Ruizing. We're going to start it right off with Carl. There we go.
I see the Ruizing shirt. I love it.
What's going on? I have to apologize because I've been doing my thing down here with the Bearded Babble, and this is my first time working on a new computer, and I was on Safari. I had to get on Chrome. I had to type in the link. It was just an app. I spent the last 10 minutes absolutely insane getting this, but I'm here.
It's all good. I'm doing just a very quick live stream. Then I'm going to go watch the Knicks with my buddy. But I wanted to get Andy on. Bearded humor. And I'm so glad you have the energy, brother. I was scared. I was like, I almost didn't want anyone else on my live stream tonight because I'm like, I don't know if they're going to bring the energy. And you started with the energy.
Absolutely. Listen, you were actually, when you turned the thing, if you would have gone just a little bit further from where you were today, that's where I was. You probably could have seen me waving from the other side of the mall.
Wait, you live near the American Dream Mall?
Yeah, I'm about probably about like 10 minutes past that on Route 3. You know where TikTok is. I'm right by TikTok.
Wait, TikTok has an office in Jersey?
No, the diner, the world famous TikTok diner.
Yes,
What? Okay. Yeah, listen, I don't know TikTok. We don't know TikTok. That's not us.
I forgot. I forgot that.
I'm talking the old person diner.
Yeah, I forgot. Okay, you're right. And is that why you grow the beard? Because there's a lot of Muslims in that area, Andy.
I'm actually right in the middle of Hasidic.
You
area. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm smack dab in the middle of Hasidicville here. That's
okay.
where I am.
I love that beard. So me and Andy, like, I guess we became friends by accident through our friend Carl Ruiz, right? I would say that.
Yeah.
And I finally met Andy for the first time when we went to the street signing for Carl in Passaic, New Jersey, right across the street from his dad's tire shop. Carl now has a street named after him. And I went. Of course I went. And then I saw you there, my friend, Andy, aka Bearded Humor, and also Bearded Babble is your podcast.
Yeah, right? Just like you, just trying to figure everything out, just trying to get a good message out there, just keep the world laughing.
I hear you. So how did you know Carl?
This is the funny thing about the whole thing with Carl is. My wife and I were like, we watch a lot of what we call mindless TV at night to after our very stressful days. And we're into, I don't want to insult the Food Network, but we watch a lot of Food Network. We watch a lot of guy stuff. We watch a lot of, and we were huge fans of Carl. And it was funny because the first time I saw him, I was like, there's something about that guy. There's something. We followed him. We fell in love with him. We were friends. I used to send him messages because he was always right around here eating food.
Right.
And I'd be like, hey, and he'd be like, yeah, let me know when we're going to stop by. But my days were always crazy. And there was one time I was about to go and then something happened and I wasn't able to make it. Long story short, it turns out after he passed away, I started noticing a lot of the other kids that I grew up with, the younger group of the kids that I grew up with in the area. They were posting up, oh, Carlito, and I was like, oh my God, that was Carlito from down the block.
Right.
I remember his grandmother around like dinner time, she would be screaming, Carlito, get home, Carlito. And it was like, oh my God, I knew who he was. I was trying to connect with him, but I knew who he was the whole time.
So you knew Carl before he was famous because you guys lived kind of in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, right down Kensington Terrace in Passaic.
Oh,
I think that's where his grandmother was, and that's where we used to hang out and play wiffle ball there. And I was just, when I found out, I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, I couldn't believe that was little Carlito.
Oh my God,
I loved him as Carl Ruiz,
right.
but I didn't, like I said, the first time I saw him, I was like, that's something about him is familiar because I knew him. And I didn't realize that I knew him.
Did you play with him as a child and stuff?
No, it was kind of like that young, I mean, like we probably did like big events, like probably like, wiffle ball games or football games, but they were the younger crowd.
Right.
So, you're the older kids, the older kids stayed away from us. We stayed away from the younger kids. There were so many kids in this neighborhood that we grew up in. It was insane. And they were just all the little groups. We all knew each other. We all crossed each other's paths. But again, like I said, it was like, oh my gosh, that's Carlito.
Oh my God. So you're basically a childhood friend of his, technically. I mean, you guys ran into each other here and there. Kel with the $2 super chat. Thank you. If you had to be a diff, which produce would you choose? You've seen me talking to the vegetables, Andy. Which vegetable would you be, first of all?
I think I would go jalapeno.
Yeah,
I think because it keeps me awake, it keeps me regular. That's
I want to, you know me, I always have to be different. So I think I would have to go with a tomato, which is officially a vegetable. I think officially a fruit.
Now, there's a very interesting story about. Isn't there something about when the Italian immigrants came to this country? Wasn't it like switched because of taxing or money or something like that? That it was from a vegetable to a fruit.
Wait, is that the story? Because that, I never heard that, but it makes total sense because it's so stupid. Because the tomato is a vegetable. I don't care what scientists say with the seeds and all that. Shut up. It's a vegetable.
It had, yeah, it's a very weird, it had something to do with when the immigrants came here.
Right.
I guess they were allowed to, I guess, bring the tomatoes in with them, or I don't know what it was, but there was something that I guess they realized they were losing money. And if they made it, if they switched it, that they could make money off of it.
Man, I'm going to look that up after we're off the air. Now, you said in there you have very, very stressful days. What do you want to say about that, Andy?
I'm a special needs parent. And it's just I look at life a lot differently. I'm inspired by a lot of things. I've been very inspired by you lately. I listen. I was a huge fan back in the day, of all shock jock radio, of all talk radio.
Right.
With my journeys, I actually got to know a lot of the people from Z100 over the years, coming to the special hospitals that we lived in with my son and stuff like that. But was a fan of yours. But when I started picking up on you again, it's your energy now. It was your energy. It was your fun energy back then, but it's
Right.
your energy now. It's a change. We all grow, we all growth, we all want things for ourselves, for those around us. And it's just the positivity and the laughter and healing.
Right.
I think that's a big thing that we're all trying to do. Like I said, I've been living this life 18 years. My son got sick 18 years ago, and it's been every day. We basically live in post-traumatic stress every day. But thank goodness, due to laughter and due to great people that we have in our lives that bring the good energy, we make the best of the day. We make it the best we can.
Right. Your days are long and tough. Do you tell people what's wrong with your son, or you just say special needs? Or
it's that like I said, I mean, if you check out the Bearded Babble, you can go to jadensjourney.com.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. He was stricken with bacterial meningitis. It was about 19 years ago. He suffered 2 strokes. Since then, he's had uncontrollable seizures. He was left a deaf mute. He had total right side paralysis. He's overcome most of it. And it's a roller coaster. The past couple of weeks have been difficult, but we never know. We're starting to come back up again. That's why I reached out to you. I know we've been trying to hook up for a while.
Yeah.
And this is always my life. So I was just like, finally things are going good. I got to just jump on it.
Well, there's a lot I want to say in there. First of all, for the people that don't know, Andy's the one that is making those really, really funny thumbnails for my videos, but he hasn't in a while. And I know when you have to tap out, and I just like leave you alone. But I know you've been going through a lot the last couple of weeks. And I got to tell you, Andy, I haven't said this to you personally, but I'm going to tonight. You're an inspiration to me, like how you go through life and how you got real struggles with your son. You include him in everything. He's still obviously part of your family, which it should be, of course. And you always have a smile and a sense of humor about this incredible chaos that is going on around you in your house. And it makes me think that I'm a piece of crap when I think about the dumb little things happening in my life. I'm like, look at this, Andy. Like, and you'll tell me stuff from time to time, and then I'll check you out on your social media, and you're just laughing your way through these crazy days. And I think we could all learn something from that, my friend.
I appreciate that, and I hear that all the time, and it doesn't bother me. But we all carry different weights on our shoulders, and no one should. And like I said, I understand when I get that, like, oh, I don't want to complain to you. You should. It's therapy. We all need to talk about whatever is bothering us, and that's the important thing. And we all need to laugh about it. Like I said, yeah, there are tough days, but we somehow we find the laughter, my comedy, my humor. Like I said, the memes I do. I haven't been on stage in a while, but a lot of my comedy actually jokes about my son and what we go through in this house. And it's the best way of getting through it. It's just laugh at everything.
Right. Well, look, you say that like it's the easiest thing in the world to do, but I mean, to actually apply that like you do is just pretty amazing to see from afar, my friend.
Somebody just asked about cannabis. Absolutely. Cannabis we use for my son. He has a medical marijuana card here in New Jersey. And of course, me and my wife use cannabis quite often because it's probably the best stress relief. So yes, 420 was a good day. We went through plenty of our stash yesterday. We figured what the heck, because we have to be on point all the time for my son all the time. So I can only do a little bit. That's why when you invited me for the beer show, I said, yes, I'll come, but I could probably only do sips because I don't drink anymore. I mean,
I do a beer show and I sip through my beers. I mean, it's a fun hang with people I care about and like. So that's why I want you on the show. I don't care if you get hammered, man. I just want you to try a couple beers just to
Absolutely. It's been a while, and I would definitely look forward to sipping on a few cold ones one of these days.
We'll definitely get that done. And your social media for 420 yesterday was hilarious. Oh my God. How long have you been growing that beard, Andy?
I pretty much always had a goatee. And then it was somewhere, I don't know, probably about 20 years ago or so. It was probably like a no shave November. And that was it. It was always a goatee. And then a no shave November just turned into, okay, yeah, I'll just let it go.
So it's been years.
Yes. Yeah.
And what people don't know is your hair is just as wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, I got it all down today, but yeah, it's a mess. I look like somebody who stuck their finger in an electric socket.
Yes, you do, my friend. But your son's doing okay right now, right?
Yes. Yeah. Like I said, it's we never know minute to minute. We're grateful. A few years ago, we got night nursing, so the state provided us. So we actually get 12 hours a break a night, which is wonderful. So nurses upstairs. So now we get to spend time with my daughter, and that's then you continue. It's the days around my son, and then the nights are around my daughter. So it's always family.
What's the Mr. Bean connection with your son and you? And some of those videos have kind of gone viral in a way.
It's that was a funny thing. Before my son got sick, we were always big Mr. Bean fans, big fans of British humor and Australian humor because it's better than American humor because they're just funnier. But we were huge Mr. Bean fans. When he got sick and he was basically left a deaf mute and he wasn't doing really well, that was the one thing we were able to put back on Mr. Bean because it's silent comedy. He doesn't speak in his comedy.
Right.
So we were able to start watching that again, and we were able to see that he was able to see the humor and understand the humor. And that was one of the greatest gifts ever. He lost so much, but he never lost his sense of humor, which he still has, which is amazing, and his absolute love for people. He never lost. He lost pretty much everything but those two things.
Wow.
So again, I was always a car guy. I was always building something in the garage. When my son got sick, I was building a custom Porsche. Everything went out the window, lost the house, lost the cars, lost everything. When I needed to start building again because I needed some therapy, I basically got an old Mini Cooper, a Mr. Bean Mini Cooper, and built a Mr. Bean mobile. And it kind of took off. And it's the one is a replica of the Mr. Bean's car, and one is a kind of a tribute to his car.
Yeah. And you guys drive it around a little bit, and some of the videos have done very well. So because of your son's sickness, you lost everything, Andy?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You got to write a book. You're like an inspiration to people.
It's but the thing is I've learned from so many people. I appreciate and I love the fact that I can share and I can possibly help someone else going through whatever they're going through.
Right.
Because I have learned from so many people, and that's why I just try to just give that back. Again, it's listen, I know people that go through similar or worse than what I go through. And you can't expect everyone to be like this. I know people that just curl up into a ball and that's the way their life is. And you can't blame them. There are times that we all, like I said, like in my life, in your life, and in everybody's life, that there come those times where you just, how much more of this can I do? How much more of this can I take? Right. And you just have to remember that on those cloudy days, the sun is still always shining above those clouds. It's still there. You may not see it. It may be dark. It may be horrible. The sun is still there. And listen, I've gone through months of living in ICU with my son. And to think that you're like in the beginning of that, you're like, okay, we'll be out of here in a couple of days. We'll be out of here in a couple of weeks. We'll be out. And when and we've done it so much in our lives that it kind of helps you remember that you can get through anything.
Yeah. I laugh because I'm praying you didn't see the live stream where I made fun of that the sun is always shining thing.
No, I didn't see that one.
In principle, of course, I've lived my life that way, but I just made fun of that. And I have to acknowledge it because I got my regulars and they know I made fun of that thing. But so how old was your son when all this went down? He was
3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Can I ask a weird question?
There's no such thing as a weird question.
That's why I want to be polite, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Life is weird. So did good things come out of this incredible, horrific experience and this horrific thing that came that happened to your son? Excuse me.
I have a very odd answer for that. It's something that I've thought about probably over years. People would always be like, "Oh, do you wish you could go back in time, or you wish that never happened?" Of course,
Yeah,
but
that goes without saying.
yeah, absolutely. But the reality is, you can't. You have to accept it, and you have to move on. But on the flip side of that, I've asked myself, okay, if I could go back in time, and it's an interesting question that the life that I was leading, we had just bought a house. We were getting it the way that we wanted to. I had a brand new car. I was building, like I said, a custom car in the garage, a huge deck. We just put a pool in the back. Everything was the dream. We were on our way to the dream. And then in one day, all that changed. My son got sick within 2 months. We had to sell the house, sold all the cars, basically sold everything. Moved into my mother-in-law's house. We live in the attic. I'm in the basement right now. We're still here. And yes, it's not the life that I would have ever have thought that I would have ever expected, but I've seen things. I've seen a side of life that I never would. I've lived in hospitals. I've met families. I've met children. I've met people that I never would have met, and I've learned things in life that I never would have learned. Yes, this is extremely difficult. If my son could never have to go through this, yes, of course, I would never have want him to go through it, but we go through it. And I try to find the positive. I try to pull the positive. I try to just look for the good in all you can, because I can sit here and I can tell you about a lot of the days, and I can just ramble about the bad.
Right.
I can go on and on for hours about the
Of
bad.
course. Of
But
course.
what is that doing? That's bringing me back down. It's going to bring you down. It's going to bring Corn Diff down. It's going to bring everybody down, and we don't want to do that. We got to try to bring everybody up. I mean, just look at the world. That's all I have to say. It's insane.
See, I gotta be the guy though. Like, you're so inspirational. Like, you say all this stuff like it's so easy to do. Like, you're I mean, you're literally unbelievable. I felt an attraction to you immediately because I'm like, this guy's energy is absolutely insane.
But
what he's been through.
But listen, you know the reality of it. Listen, you've been through some high highs and you've been through some low lows.
Like that. That's what I'm getting at.
How many? Listen, I'm the same as you, and I'm the same as pretty much everybody else in here. I have those days where I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. I have those days where I just want to punch something, but I don't. I have those days where I scream into a pillow or something like that. We have them. We're all human.
Right.
That's.
Well, how do you get through that when you're feeling that at your lowest low?
I'm still learning, and I don't think I'll ever stop learning. I'm always looking for new ways. A big thing for me recently was, oh my God, what was the name? It was on Netflix. Oh my God, Jonah Hill.
Oh my God, that was such a great documentary.
Yes. I've taken a lot of good stuff that got me back into new things, like the String of Pearls. Just focusing on one thing at a time, not worrying about what's next or what happened before.
Right.
Doing that, breathing through it. Okay, that's done. What's next? It's just Stutz on Netflix.
I just want to add, it's basically a documentary where Jonah Hill hangs out with his therapist that really got his head back in the right place, especially after the death of his brother. My God, Jonah Hill lost his brother. I think I have a bond with you because I think you remind me of my, not that you're old. I don't even know how old you are, and I don't care. But you remind me of my dad, and I'll tell you why. Because my dad went through incredible tragedy in his life. He lost 2 kids to crib death. He lost his wife at a very early age. She was only in her 20s, I think. And, he went through his bouts of depression and all that. And then he met my mom and ended up having 6 more kids. And I asked him one day, man, I'm like, how do you wrap your head around all this? And he says, like, I had to go through this incredible tragedy to get where I am today. I can't imagine my life without you guys, but I understand what had to happen to get to this place. And obviously your story is a bit different, but your outlook and your positivity is just absolutely incredible, and really does remind me of my dad, because my dad, he suffered a lot with my mentally ill mom. I mean, he basically sacrificed his life for her. He believed right up until the day he took his last breath after that car accident that he could fix my mom, when everyone around him was like, basically saying, save yourself. and he never gave up on my mom, and he always believed in her and that she could turn things around. And you're like, you have some kind of connection to my dad as far as your spirit and your soul goes, Andy.
That's
You
that's a
really
beautiful thing. It's
and
I believe that we're all somehow connected, whether it be through stardust or whatever we're here on this planet. Some of us are connected, some of us connect, and there's something there, and some of us don't. It's
yeah, I mean, all I try to do is be a little better every day. That's all I try to do. It's not easy, and you do realize that life is just stupid in the end. But with that said, the odds that we're even here is absolutely insane when you start thinking about it. There's no way we should be here. Basically, you want to talk about winning the Powerball? Just being born, the odds of you being born are way higher than winning a dumb Powerball somewhere in this country.
just floating around on this rock through space. That's all we're doing.
Do you understand? Like, every person in your family tree had to survive. First of all, they had to survive through all sorts of world wars and famine and diseases and earthquakes and floods, and then finally, then it comes down to your parents, and they had to have sex at the exact moment, and that's the only reason you're here. It's crazy.
Oh, and that's another thing we had talked about a while ago too. We got to get into my adoption story one of these days.
Oh, that's right.
That is,
You know what? Wait, let me write my friend. I'm gonna be a little late. Let's do the adoption story, please, and then let's start our weekends together.
Absolutely.
Let's just all start our weekends is what I meant to say. Hold on. I'll meet you at 8. I'm gonna just tell him I'll meet him at 8:30. I think tip off's at 8:30, but that's all right. I'll meet you at our favorite bar. Okay. So yeah, how did the adoption thing go? I was doing some kind of crazy live stream. I'm trying to remember what I was doing, but then it led to you reaching out to me and going, dude, you gotta get me on that thing so I could talk about my adoption. But I forgot the backstory, how it led to that. What was it?
I'm gonna try to get into I'll try to keep this as
but
short.
I mean, but what was I doing that triggered you to say, "Oh, I got to tell him my story"?
I think, like you said, I think you had something about adoption stories, and I think you had asked about an adoption. If you knew anybody like when adopts, it was something with adoption stories, and like I said, mine is it's interesting to say the least.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, so basically, I always knew as a child, my parents always told me that I was adopted. I always knew. I had like books, and it was as a kid, I was just like, you always kind of like wondered. And as I got older into my teens, I had asked my parents, and basically what they had told me is I have an older sister from my parents. I believe it was my mother's health issues that she couldn't have another child. So they wanted to adopt. At the time, they were here in New Jersey. The laws around the tri-state area were extremely difficult, and a lot of cases they were losing the cases, and the children were going back to the birth families. My parents didn't want that. They reached out. They found Florida didn't have that rule. What basically happened was they set everything up. Now, I'll give you the one side of the story, then I'll give you the other side of the story. My parents were notified that there was a child being born to come down, that was going to be their child. They flew down. They went down to Miami-Dade General. They signed a bunch of paperwork. They never saw the woman or anyone of the family. And then I was handed over. And then 3 days later, I was on a plane back to Jersey. Okay, what happened in Miami? Real quick, my birth father. Now, okay, my name is Andrew. My name is Andrew. Like I said, my family knew nothing about the birth family. My birth family's name is Andrews. My birth father's name was Byron Andrews. He ended up changing his name to Andy Andrews, never knowing anything about me never knowing anything about them. So again, what Byron was doing at the time, Byron was he drove a boat for the Rolling Stones. He was smuggling cocaine.
Oh my God.
He had a porn shop. There was a lot going on in Miami. My birth mother at the time knew I had three other birth siblings. She knew she did not want to bring me into the family. She was on the beach that day, She basically told the family, there was a friend there with her. She basically said, we're going to go to the hospital. I'm going to have the C-section. We'll let you know everything that's going on. She had it all set up. She basically then told them that I died.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So my birth family, up until I think my 19th or my 21st birthday, she told them the truth. Now, it was shortly after that that my wife and I were getting married. We were looking to have a family. I wanted to know my medical history. So that's when I hired a private investigator in Florida. And then that's when it turned into this. That's when I really found everything out. I was born in Miami-Dade. Miami-Dade, they destroyed all the files. It took him months to find anything. But then when he started finding things, he started finding, criminal records. He started finding that my birth father may have been in a Mexican prison for a couple of years before he was brought back to America. Yeah, it was. And the funniest thing about the whole thing was that night that my wife and I were getting the information back from the private detective in Florida, was he goes, okay, I'm going to send you a picture of your birth father. He sends this picture of my birth father. And Opie, I swear to you can ask my wife this. When I first met her, like I said, I had a very small goatee, maybe. I may have even been clean shaven. And I told her, I said, just so you know, if we end up together, I'm going to be a long-haired, long-bearded guy. That's who I'm going to be. When he sent us this picture, it's basically what I look like now.
Wow.
That's the most amazing thing. And then to meet your birth family, to find out similarities that you have that you never even knew about. It was just a very interesting story.
That's a hell of a way to get brought into this world there, Andy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And you're in touch with them to this day?
My birth parents have both passed away years ago. My wife and I actually went out. We actually met everybody. I'm in touch with my siblings, and I also have a half brother. I have two sisters, a brother, and a half brother. So we all stay in touch through social media and stuff like that. My nieces and nephews, absolutely love them. So it's weird that you have a connection with someone that you never met because you still have that connection.
So did you do 23andMe?
No.
Oh, okay. Because your email would just light up. Your email would just light up. We think we found another match.
Yeah, I don't even know what that would be. That I'm possibly thinking of that.
Yeah. Oh my God, what you would find out with that. Man, Andy, geez, you came on like a ball of fire here.
It's ruising. That's what you do.
Ruizing. Yes, I love it. I miss my dear friend. I miss him so much. I'm still not even close to over it. I suffered some serious depression after he died, and then Vic died 6 months afterwards.
Yeah. It's great to see that you constantly put up the clips, though, to keep the memory alive, to keep the laughter alive. I mean, it always, even though they're not here, it still just brings the joy and the smile that their energy is still here.
Well, I mean, you get there's just jerks everywhere, that, and people try to spin that crap, and it's like, first of all, Carl and Vic would want it. They would want their names to be kept alive as long as possible. And then I hear from their families like, thank you for doing this. And I'm like, of course. It's the least I could do, man. Those were my boys.
Yeah, just because they're not here doesn't mean their energy doesn't have to be here. We can keep that going for as long as we can.
Absolutely. And I'm editing all the time, old radio shows and stuff. And I'm lucky that I got these guys on tape and it's crystal clear audio to the point you feel like they're still around. It's weird. And my wife, she'll see it because I'll be editing and I'll be laughing my ass off because it's bringing back memories and I can hear Carl and Vic's voices. And then all of a sudden I'll turn and then I'll just get deeply bummed because I'm like, oh, that's right. I almost forget sometimes. Oh, that's right. They're not around anymore.
Let me ask you a question, because this is something that I was discussing with my daughter about this. We've been having a lot of discussions about AI, and they're saying in AI now, if you take old footage of say like Carl, and you were to put it into something, that AI could basically create. I mean, of course, it would never be him, but they're saying you could almost have conversations. Now, what do you? I mean, that's kind of weird, but it's interesting at the same time.
I'm reading more and more about this AI. It is here. It is happening. They're not going to be able to slow down the technology. They wanted a pause on the AI because they're really scared of its capabilities. But the rest of the world isn't going to stop. So America can't stop because this is a very dangerous thing if you don't use it properly. I mean, countries could use it against other countries. But what I'm reading is basically, so I said this the other day, but a newborn makes every single sound of every single language that is known to man. A newborn makes every single sound, and that becomes, and then they hone in their language depending on obviously how they're being brought up with their parents and stuff. But a child truly knows every sound that makes up all these languages. So with this AI technology, they're basically saying, let's say you, Bearded Babble. They're like, all right, Andy, you read this, this, and this, and it's not even a lot of stuff. You read enough stuff where you're making every sound possible for the English language, and then it's over, Johnny. Then it's literally you.
Yeah.
You can either like do a ChatGPT script and then use Andy Bearded Babble's voice, and it'll sound very much like you. And then they got the option where, they could just take your voice and go, all right, have them babble about marijuana. And then next thing you know, it's you babbling about marijuana.
Which I do, by the way.
As an AI guy. I mean, I don't know how we're going to figure out what's real and not moving forward. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
have you fooled around with ChatGPT yet?
My daughter has. She's been keeping me in the loop of everything. She's actually creating a video game, which is insane. But she's it's actually helping her. She has a free assistant because she's doing character development, and she's putting in bits and pieces of her characters, and it's basically creating her characters and giving her back information. And she's going, yes, that's who I want my character to be. No, that's not. So she has a free assistant. It's amazing.
It's an amazing tool. I've been fooling around with it with YouTube descriptions and this and that, and it's funny, but this is. I'll get it back. I'll put some basic stuff into ChatGPT. This video is about Andy Bearded Humor. He's talking about his life and the ups and downs of it and blah blah blah. And then the ChatGPT instantly will write this unbelievable description. And then know what I do? I sit there and go, hey, this is what I would have wrote. But it's making me kind of a better writer too by going through the process and using it as a tool. You gotta use it as a tool.
There you go. Use it as a tool and take what you can. Exactly.
Yeah, you can't completely rely on it to do all your work for you, but if you use it right, it's fascinating, man. It really is. I mean, supposedly songs are now being just written and performed with ChatGPT.
They said that somebody did something with a script, and they said it was an absolutely amazing script. They said the format, the page amount, they said everything was almost perfect with it. And it's like, okay, like, what do we need us for anymore then?
Well, I mean, at that point, do you think like technically we live forever? I know that's a deep thought, but if you could put your whole life online, let's say, right? I mean, we're getting closer and closer to that because we're all just filming all the time. And then you got an AI program that you can really keep adjusting as you go. Couldn't you have the essence of a person that just could easily live on with almost new thoughts and current thoughts based on the relationship you had with that person? Like, let's say my dad, if I had enough audio of my dad and video of my dad, wouldn't that mean technically at that point you do live forever?
That's what they're saying by the end of this year. That was the story that I saw, that they're basically going to be able to keep your loved ones with you.
Right.
Depending on how much information you have in them. And again, the more you put in, the more you're going to get. But will it have the soul? Not that, I mean, listen, you and I both know there are a lot of people out there in the real world that don't have souls. So it's
well, we all have souls, but people allow their egos to get in the way of their true self. You know all this stuff, Andy. I know you know it, but it won't have that soul. That's why I just surrender. I surrender to this incredible universe of ours because like they don't understand the soul of a human being. They just can't figure that out. They can't figure out what consciousness is, even all these big brains out there. They can't wrap their finger around it and explain it, what actual consciousness is.
Listen, I can tell you from experience, my son has had numerous brain surgeries, serious brain surgeries. I've sat down with some of the best brain surgeons in the world. And actually, one of them actually told me, he said, he was very honest and very open. And he said, we really don't know much about this thing in our head.
No.
What they've learned over the past couple of years. They know what they know from books and from learning from each other. But he says, really, they don't know. And like I said, I won't get into it too much, but I've seen what my son has lost most of his brain, but yet he's been able to learn some things back and get some things back. I mean, the brain is an amazing thing. We really have no idea what we're doing with it, though.
No, not at all. I mean, they always say we only use a small percentage of our brains, right? And I mean, I think the downfall of humanity is the fact that we think we know more than the brain of the universe, whatever the F all that is. I mean, we only fit into the intelligence this much, and the universe is just endless with how intelligent it is. And that's going to be the downfall of humans when we realize we don't know crap in the end. We just don't know crap.
That is the truth. And the sooner we realize that, I think the better off we'll be.
Yeah, 100. Listen, Andy, I got to cut it short because I really got to meet my friend, but I did not want to miss this opportunity to finally get you on my damn live stream.
Absolutely grateful for this. Again, thank you for this. This is fun, and this is therapy. This is a win-win. So this has absolutely been wonderful. You go have a drink. Pinkies up.
Pinkies up, and next time we'll laugh a lot more. But I really appreciate you sharing your story. And remember, bro, you're literally an inspiration to me. You're unbelievable how you go through life and deal with some incredibly tough days.
Listen, just remember, just keep laughing at everything. It's all about the peace, the love, and the laughter.
Get the plugs out because you do the Bearded Babble podcast. I'm a fan. I watch.
Yeah, Bearded Babble on YouTube, Bearded Humor on Instagram and on Facebook, and that's pretty much it. We're getting back into the Bearded Babble on YouTube, getting things going again, trying to get some guests in. We do a lot of stuff down here with just the family outside. Again, it's just trying to just keep a good message going. That's all we can do.
And get back to doing some thumbnails, my brother.
Yes, absolutely. We got to catch up. At this point where I'm so far behind, you're probably just going to have to send me a couple of key ones, or I'm just going to have to get going from this point on.
Oh no, it's all, I'm just busting your balls.
No. Again, that's therapy, and I enjoy doing that. And I need to I miss my memes. In my past life, I was a meme god, so it's I got to get back to doing that too.
All right, thank you, my friend Andy, man, from Bearded Babble.
Enjoy, everybody. Bye, right. Dirty Corn Diff.
Yes, we'll talk soon. All right. All right, there he goes. Bob, I gotta go, Bob.
I understand, Hope. I just wanted to tell you that guy's a hero.
Oh, right on. Yeah, Andy's an incredible inspiration. I love these positive thinking people. We could all learn from that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I didn't want to blow you off. I saw you in the green room.
No. It's all good. We'll do it next time. Whatever.
Okay.
We will do it next time. I will tell you about my friend's beard that he grew in Vietnam. When you have a chance.
No, say it right now. I got maybe 2 more minutes. Okay.
Well, my buddy went to Vietnam. Well, he wasn't my buddy then. He was a lot older than me. But whatever. He went to Vietnam after my dad went. He went and. He said he would never shave his beard, ever, with his buddy. He said, we're not going to shave until we get out of Vietnam. And his buddy never made it back, and he has a beard almost down to his belly button.
To this day?
To this day. To this motherfucking day. To this mother effing day. Yeah, he does.
See, the world needs more loyal people. God damn it, that's cool as F.
Yeah, it is. Whenever I see him, he holds onto his beard. He goes, "Yep, that's for whatever his name was." He said, "That's who that's for."
Wow, is that a great story?
Yeah.
With all the people that
it goes a lot deeper, but like I said, when you get more time, I know you got to tip off whatever, but
all right, yeah, we'll do the longer version. But man, that's a hell of a way to end this live stream. That's a great story. I mean, with all the people in this world that try to knock you down and stab you in the back. And
exactly, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Hey, cheers.
Oh, cheers. What are you drinking?
Coors, of course. I'm not Bud Light anymore, of course.
Are you?
I ain't drinking no clear beer.
Did you really switch beers over that?
I did. Totally.
They
All right,
have,
dude. I will see you tomorrow or the next day or Monday for sure. But I will see you soon.
I want to talk to you about the Bud Light thing and you switching over to Coors because
Okay.
I mean I get it. I understand like we should try to move.
They have a Democrat of this big,
Right.
and they're at like 9.2 billion now that they've lost.
Right? Yeah, they're stupid. Like
Mhm.
in general, I feel we should be moving society forward, of course, but you also got to take baby steps and you got to stop shoving all this down everyone's throat. People need
Exactly.
help, and they might not ever get it, but you can't force it on people. That drives me nuts. So I love what's happening with Bud Light. I absolutely love it because
I do too. I do too. I've been drinking since I was 12 years old. Okay, honestly, and when that came out, I'm like, okay, done. Just put it to the side, done, and I'm done. I went right to Coors. I even asked my package store guy down there that I get my beer from. You better have these in here because I'm not going to buy the other ones. They're out the door. They're out the door and they're stacked all the way to the ceiling. He's not selling them.
Right.
He made his order last Sunday. He ordered one case of 16-ounce Budweiser products. That's all he ordered was one. The rest of them not moving.
Wow. I get
not moving.
I get it because I try to be a progressive thinker in general, but I'm like, you got to understand what's going on out there. People are pretty much sick of it all being shoved down their throats, and you really need to give them time. And like I said, a lot of people are never going to get it.
There's really no time. I mean, why would you even do a Democrat a Democrat like that? Why would you make it so small?
Right. Oh, right on, man. But it's hilarious. I love when the big guy gets kicked in the nuts. I'm not going to lie to you. I love it.
I know, and you always bust my balls because I am who I am.
Dude,
you know who I am.
No. That's what I love about our little community and our private Facebook group and stuff. We come from all walks of life.
Everywhere. Yeah,
that's how it should be.
We all get along. We can put our shit aside, and it's done. In that little community that we have, it's done.
Yeah,
I've talked to people in there. I forget her name there. That she lost her husband there. I can't remember. It was an easy name to remember, but it was like a really bad name to forget. Yes.
I know them all. Yeah.
Yeah. She was so heartbroken, but we picked her up, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. I did.
I know you guys did. So
Evie. Yep.
I gotta go.
All right. Hey,
but
go get it.
All right. There goes Bob.
Stay safe. Love you. Miss you.
I love it. Thank you, brother. There goes Bob Lord, another guy, a great guy from the private Facebook group. Man, I want to get more into that Bud Light thing, but maybe we'll do it on the next live stream. I gotta go, guys. Thank you. Oh, and I got a little pocket money that I'm gonna tip the bartenders with. So thank you for that. All right. Have a good weekend. We'll turn this on sometime during the weekend. Put on your notifications. If you liked what you saw today, hit the like button and subscribe to my damn YouTube channel, a bitch.